So, unfortunately, last week we had a death in the family for one of my coworkers. She was not expecting this. It was most certainly a surprise. It was incredibly unfortunate. It was a bad time for her, to say the least. Now, my team quickly, and some of the sister teams that we work with, very quickly rallied together. We had some folks that stepped up and started organizing a donation system to where we could maybe buy her a couple of things to make her laugh, kind of take her mind away from this very unfortunate event. And we had received, while we were kind of processing all of this and getting everything together, a notification, an email from our program director. So this is my boss's boss's boss, okay? Head honcho for all of us here at this company. And he says, hey, I'm really disappointed. I'm really not happy that I was left out of this event, for lack of a better word. I wanted to be part of this. And we were a little confused, as a supervisor, as a manager myself, a little confused. And the reason why was this was an event by some of the non-managerial employees. This was just a thing that they were doing in addition to the normal company thing where he has, historically speaking, purchased flowers and, made donations, etc., to those that have had, unfortunately, deaths in the family. And we were a little confused, what do you mean? He said, I would have liked to have been a part of this event that normal employees that have no managerial position, I wanted to be part of this. And looking at it, I was kind of taken aback. And the reason why was, this is a guy who's making six figures, a lot of money, and he's wanting to get in on those that make significantly less than him. That he wants to join this event, this gathering, to send her something that, in the grand scheme of things, isn't a ton, right? I mean, we're looking at, flowers and food and stuff, nothing amazing. And it really got me, truth be told, a little pissed off. Because here's a guy who, again, makes over $100,000, who wants to chip in, and he ultimately chipped in like $15-20 to this thing, which was really crappy, but, whatever. And it got me thinking about fraternizing and fraternization. And I don't really know that I've talked about it on here, but it's something that I think needs to be talked about. Maybe not necessarily something that needs to be covered WoW related, because it's not really a problem when we're talking about raiding. Not really a problem when you're talking about raid leading or guild leading or anything like that. But when you're in a managerial position, this is something that you need to talk about, you need to think about. So let's take a step back, as we always do. What is fraternizing? What is fraternization? It is essentially the action of being a friend, being friendly, talking to, speaking with, hanging out with someone that is, and I'll use air quotes here, a different rank than you. So my time in the military, my time in the Marine Corps, if you were a corporal or a sergeant, you were not friends with privates, with private first classes, with lance corporals, with staff sergeants. You weren't. You kept to your own bracket. And the reasons for this are very evident and very important. And that is, let's say that you do have a friend that is, let's say, higher ranked than you. He gets a promotion, or you met him, he's a corporal or a sergeant, you're a lance corporal, or he's a manager and you are not, or, whatever the case might be. The expectation, whether it's true or not, or I guess the perspective, let's not say the expectation, the perspective, whether it's true or not, is that you, as the person with the friend that's in charge, or you with the friend that is not in charge and you are, is that there are going to be favors, that there are going to be, things that you are going to do, or you are going to ask of your friend to help each other out. Don't make me work that extra shift, or, hey, I'm not going to make you work that extra shift, or you don't have to, in, rating terms, you don't have to do that extra mechanic. I'll make somebody else do it. Or, hey man, don't put me into that extra mechanic because somebody else can do it and we're best buds, right? Whether that's true or not, and this is a big part of it, is whether it's true or not, it's going to be seen that way as you are either getting or expecting favors, or you are going to be giving favors to your friends. And it is very much so going to undermine your authority. If you are seen as the type of person that is going to give preferential treatment, which is ultimately what it boils down to, preferential treatment to your friends, to those that you like, and you are willing to let them slide by, and those that aren't your friends are not sliding by, that aren't getting that preferential treatment, that are having to pick up the slack because you're not making your buddies do the thing, or you're giving them that treatment, that's really going to undermine your authority. Where you go, hey, I need you to go do this thing. Well, you didn't make Steve go do it. Why? Because Steve's your friend? That's not cool, man. Why am I going to do it? And it's not a position that you want to find yourself in. As a manager or as a person that has a friend in a management position, you don't want to find yourself in that situation where you're talking to your friends and they are sitting there complaining about this thing, whatever it might be, this task, whether it's, again, inside of rating or a normal 9-to-5 job where, you're bitching about something and they go, oh, well, what do you know? You're friends with the guy. Like, he's not making you do all that. We're the ones doing it. And it puts a divide between employees, between raters, between coworkers, between management. It's not a good thing to do. So how do you fix it? So we've established that there's a problem that we could get to. How do we fix it? The easiest fix is to make it very clear from the get-go. If you are in a position where you are in charge of something, you're a supervisor, manager, rate leader, guild leader, etc., and you do have friends, obviously you're going to have friends in World of Warcraft that are not in these positions. We've talked about, and we've always heard these stories of, the guild leader's girlfriend or the girl that the guild leader likes, or, whatever. Give them the shit job. It's unfortunate, but every time my best friend does the worst mechanic for rating, or, if there is any inclination that there's any favoritism, you as a leader need to put them in a position where no one can say there's preferential treatment. And if you are in a position where your friend is guild leader, rate leader, boss, supervisor, team lead, that you not only are willing to take that crap, task, whatever it might be, but that you jump in and you take it, that you go, look, okay, my best friend is, the manager of the team. Give me the shit duty. I will take the worst one. And it's unfortunate. It is really an unfortunate thing, but it's something that has to be done so that as a whole, the perspective is not their friends, they're getting away with crap. It's their friends. He's not going to put up with this crap. He's going to make his friends do it. So, of course, I will also do it, or I will also be tasked with it. And that is the best way to handle it, is if you are in charge, that you make those that are close to you do the things that nobody wants to do. That way nobody can complain about it. If you are not in charge and your friend is in charge, that you understand that not only will you be given this task, but that you should definitely freely accept it and not bitch and complain and go, oh, but we're friends. But you should take it. You should run with it. And that way the perspective is not their friends, therefore they're getting away with stuff. But everyone is equal in the eyes of either this employee or this manager. And that's the way you guys handle it. Hopefully you guys like all this stuff. If you do, you guys know what to do. If you do not, let me know in the comment section down below. And until next time, guys, I'll see ya.